What's up, guys? It's Casey Salem, aka the Fort Sanderson Sister, coming at you with another Hocus Pocus 2 video. In today's video, I'm taking a closer look at the soundtrack for the movie and making a ranking list, if you will, of what I consider worst to first for the songs on it. This does not include the John Debney score tracks, only the ones with lyrics. Just want to make that clear. So I'll only be ranking 9 songs from the soundtrack. I don't know why this idea came to my mind, but I was listening to the CD in the car the other day and I was like, what is my favorite song on this soundtrack? So I thought, why not talk about it here with you all? Bear in mind, these are just my opinions, so if you disagree with the ranking, make your own list and share it down below. Would love to see your thoughts. So I'm going to go ahead and get the ball rolling with what I would consider the worst song on this soundtrack at number 9 with Planet Claire. You ever just hear the start of a song, groan, and immediately skip it? Yeah, that's what I do every time Planet Claire comes on. I don't normally mind long instrumental intros to songs. I mean, heck, I listen to Dragon Force regularly, and those guys have like 7-8 minute songs. But the difference is that it feels like the Dragon Force songs could be an entire song without lyrics, and they have a definitive kickoff for when their lyrics do get started. Planet Claire's intro feels like the lyrics could start at 3 or 4 different times, and it still doesn't. It just goes on, and on, and on, and then the lyrics just kind of start whenever they feel like it, and I'm probably going to get flack for this, the B-52's lead singer, Fred Schneider, has the most annoying fingernails on the chalkboard voice I have ever heard. I know that's the gimmick, but God, I cannot stand his voice. And this song is just so weird, and I don't know why it's even on the soundtrack. It has to deal with aliens and stuff that has no reference to magic or Halloween whatsoever. I know it played in the background when Becca and Izzy were talking to Trask at the beginning of the movie, but lordy day, I question this choice of song. And I do not like it at all. So coming in the number 8 spot, we have Yes, Salem, We're Back. You may be asking yourself, how can a 12-second voiceover outrank an actual song? Simple. It isn't by the B-52s. Now, I would hardly say this was necessary to put on the soundtrack, as it's literally a 12-second voiceover, but hey, it's better than Planet Claire. It's better than the B-52s. It's also a nice way to kick off the soundtrack with the Sandersons announcing their return before moving into their first song on the soundtrack. I don't have a lot to say here other than it's not Planet Claire. Number 7 on my ranking chart here is Hocus Pocus Voodoo. This is in no way a bad song, but I do find myself skipping it more than a few others on the soundtrack for a couple of reasons. One, I'm not 100% sure where this song plays in the movie, because I can pick out most of the other ones from, like, the Scarefest or at the beginning when the festival's setting up, but I can never pick out where this one is at. I have no clue where it comes in. 2, and frankly the more pressing, it kind of brings me out of the Halloween feels as compared to the other songs on this CD. I appreciate the artist. Bob Cornegay is a great singer, but it just doesn't give me the same vibe as the rest of the CD. It kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, if you catch my drift. It's the same issue I had with Planet Claire, but on a much lesser scale this time. At least the guy can sing. I like the words. I like that the words Hocus Pocus are used frequently. The lyrics talk about spells and voodoo, but it doesn't have the Halloween-y vibe in the way I want it to. It was more about trying to get a girl than being spooky. I listen to it enough, don't get me wrong, but I'll skip it sometimes just to get closer to one way or another. That said, I love songs like this one, old-fashioned ones with some jazz or big band feel, and some scatting. It's not a bad song, it's great, but this one just has to match its track number and rank at 7. So coming in on the number 6 spot is Ghosted. This is a pretty good bop. It's a pretty good bop. Gives me some spooky vibes with the date not showing up, the singer having no idea why. Then we find out the date was actually a ghost. It was eerie. I can honestly see most of this little brief story in my mind's eye as the song's playing. It's a fun, modern ghost story twist on getting ghosted by somebody on a date. I enjoy this song. It isn't my favorite, but it isn't Planet Claire either, so you know. It takes number 6 because there are a few other songs I like better, but it is pretty good. So, hitting the halfway point on this list, heading into the top 5, we have, or the top 4, it's an uneven number. 9's an uneven number. So this is still technically lower on the list, but we'll call it the halfway marker anyway. It's Somebody's Watching Me. The cover of the famous Michael Jackson song sounds great. Obviously not as good as the original. Nothing's going to be as good as the original, but it's great. I refuse to skip this one on the CD pretty much most of the time, as it gives great Halloween vibes, and it's an all-around decent cover, which you don't always pull that off. It's hard to do a decent cover for songs sung by legends, but this one pulls it off. Pulled it off. I like that they included this song almost like a little allusion to Mary's tracking powers, because once she has your scent, good freaking luck. The beat is good. The song is catchy. I find myself singing to the refrain every time, not necessarily the verses. It's just fun. It's a fun bop. I like it. It was a good cover. Alright, now we're heading into the top 4. We're heading into the higher points on this list. Coming in at number 4, we've got Afraid of the Night. Talk about some spooky vibes. This song is all about the things that go bump in the night after you turn your lights out. It really spirals into the paranoia of someone who's heard something in the house, isn't sure what it is, it's really dark, it's late at night, what the heck is in the house with me? I like the mix of the singers in this one as well, because it feels more story-like, almost with the change of voices, like one is the character and one is the narrator. Also, in the last refrain/verse, I actually love how we don't know what happened to the guy who was scared of the dark after he sees something and screams. Was it a shower curtain? Or was it a monster? We'll never know for sure. Use your imagination. Also, the opening beats of this song have me immediately seeing the Sanderson sisters doing their hag tracks at the festival in Hocus Pocus 2. It makes me happy to just get that little scene in my head, and I love it. But the song itself is super catchy. It's got a great beat. Perfect spooky season vibes. I'd put it on a Halloween playlist. I'm serious. Usually, if I am skipping around on the songs, I will at least pause on this one and listen to the intro just to see the little hag track scene in my head. Alright, so here's our top 3. Coming in at number 3 is Skeleton Sam. When you think of Halloween party music, this song fits the bill perfectly. This is a bop. You could easily get up and dance to this song at a Halloween party. The lyrics are super fun and Halloween-y. I really enjoy this song, and it's probably the only one of the non-Sanderson ones I never skip. I never ever skip this one. It's one of the only other songs on this CD that I would have enjoyed seeing a music video for, because I feel like it would have been a blast to watch it. Skeleton Sam could give way to some great choreography, and I really have a good time when it comes on. I'll sing the lyrics from start to finish every time as I'm driving along. Sometimes I'll turn it up a little louder. I just really love this song. I'm actually kinda sad we didn't hear a little more of it in the movie, as it only played during the opening of present-day Salem while Becca's riding her bike to school. This feels like a song, personally, that would have been much better suited to having a group performing it during the Salem Scarefest, much like the skeleton band from Hocus Pocus 1, instead of an overture-type song. In my opinion, it's that good. Plus, it would have been an awesome callback to the skeleton band from the first movie, especially with the song being titled Skeleton Sam. You could have done such a riff with that and throw in another Easter egg. I just think it shouldn't have been relegated to the background like it was. I don't know, this song's too good for the little bit that it got. It's a bop. I really like it. Alright, here's where things got hard. Cracking my top 2. We all knew the Sanderson sisters songs would fall in the top two, and it was difficult for me to make a choice on where to rank them in terms of the top two. So coming in at 2 is One Way or Another. So while I was flipping back and forth between the two songs, I figured it out, and One Way or Another ended up in the second seat. I love this song so freaking much. It's amazing, and I'm still extremely salty that we were robbed of the full performance number, especially after all the work Bette, Kathy, and Sarah Jessica did on the coldest night of filming. It's fine. This song is incredible. It's an incredible tune that I will blast out of my car and sing along with almost every time. And that, my dears, is why it hit the second seat. The statement of almost every time. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this song. There is nothing wrong with this song. In fact, it's perfect in every way. I love the seeking out idea, like they're tracking somebody, presented in this one, almost like In These Hills from Pete's Dragon, but less banjo and more badass. The vocals are on point. The beat is catchy. I dance along to it. I sing along to it. I see the entire scene in my head, what little we got. And best of all, it's the Sanderson sisters. Duh. It just brings on the nostalgia, and it makes me feel absolutely blissful. A Blondie cover was perfect for these three witches, but do you know what just was a little bit better? Number 1, it's The Witches Are Back. I absolutely will not listen to this song less than 3 or 4 times and sing along with it with just as much gusto as the previous listen. This song came out of nowhere. I wasn't prepared for it to be in the movie. And it just lifts my spirits so much. It's a celebration of Hocus Pocus and the Sanderson sisters because after so long, they finally came back. The witches were back. The song was so much fun to listen to. It had an okay intro in the movie. I wish they had quit cutting away to the kids so much, but what you gonna do? I don't know, I just work here. But that credits music video, bless that scene. It's so great to see them horsing around, and it's so fun, and it's so good, and the vocals are amazing. It's just so good. This is the catchiest song on the whole soundtrack, and it just makes you feel good. The Sandersons are having fun. You're having fun. The Elton John cover is fire. The girls are perfect. It's just fun. Fun is the essence of the music in this movie, and this is the very definition of it. I sing this track repeatedly and at the top of my lungs. Now, I do the same with One Way or Another, but I don't always find myself singing to that one, even if I play it on repeat. The Witches Are Back, on the other hand, you can bet your broomstick every single time I am going to be singing that at the top of my lungs. And if you ever pull up next to me in a car and you hear me singing at the top of my lungs, mind your business, I'm happy. So there you go. That's how I would rank the songs on the Hocus Pocus 2 official soundtrack. How would you guys rank these songs? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, if you're new to my channel, please remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't. It's free. It helps me, and what helps me helps you guys get more great content like this. Thursday night, we're back on Twitch with the final episode of 4th Place Hogwarts Legacy at our usual time. It's been a fun game, but it's been a long game, and it's time for us to graduate from Hogwarts and send Cassandra back to Salem. Saturday night, we're back here on YouTube with more Black Flame Gaming with Winifred Sanderson Plays Pokemon Heart Gold Nuzlocke at our usual time. We had a pretty decent episode on Saturday night. Nobody's dead. We had some good runs. We beat up Team Rocket. It was a fun time. Taking on the 8th gym this coming Saturday, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm scared, because this is where everything went downhill for Mary last playthrough, and it very well could do the same again. If you're a regular on this channel, please remember to drop a like and share your thoughts on this video down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Casey Salem, aka the 4th Sanderson sister, and I'll see you witches and wizards later.